Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with your Thursday night preview and prediction on the game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by HailMaryPicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today at HailMaryPicks.com. Make your selection and follow the top scorers each and every day right here at HailMaryPicks.com. All right, we've got a lot of information for you for this Thursday night between the Jags and the Bengals. Now, I'm going to show you some side angles, some totals angles, and at the end, I'll give you my recommendation on where I would be leaning towards this game. And before we get into that one, let's take a look at some of the situational handicapping. And I got some information here on the Jaguars. And what I did is I went to the database and I said, all right, let's go look at all the teams in the past that are a +7 to +9.5 away underdog, and they're facing an opponent that are 61 to 70% in the standings. Now, Cincinnati's 2-1, 66%, and they're coming off a game where they allowed 31 points or more against, and Jacksonville lost 31-19 to the Arizona Cardinals. In fact, it's 31-19. So let's see what the database finds for us in this situation here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not a good one. 6-42 straight up, 19-28-1 against the number, but 31-17 to the over. So my first inkling is to go over the total. But when you look at the matchup between both these two teams, you got Jacksonville ranked 27 on offense, Cincinnati ranked 17. But the thing that has me a little bit worried to the over, the Bengals after 3 games have the 6th best defense in points allowed against. But keep in mind, look who they played, right? So you look at their games against in the last 3. You got the Steelers. I still don't know how they beat Buffalo in Week 1. That to me is a head scratcher. The Bears, not very potent on offense, and Minnesota, hit and miss depending on which Minnesota shows up. Is it the one that played the Seattle Seahawks over the weekend, or the one that lost to the Bengals here 27-24 in week number 1, right? So you got to consider those factors. But when I look at this game going into the standings, 6th ranked defense against a 28th ranked defense in the Jacksonville Jaguars doesn't really set a lot of confidence on the side for me anyways when I'm looking at both these teams. Now, looking at Jacksonville, when they travel to Cincinnati, and you look at the history between these two teams, look at the over. 7-3-2 to the over when Jacksonville goes to Cincinnati. 5-7 straight up, 6-5-1 against the number. So again, not a lot of point spread showing like this one here, 19-28-1. The over looks pretty good right there. Looking at this, 7-3-2. So they do see the indicators, and that's what I do when I handicap. I go and find the indicators that lead me to a solid selection. Now, when I use my ATS calculator, I said, all right, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, create the results. I got the Jaguars, the Bengals winning by 19 points. Look at that. By 19.1 and the 43.6, so 44 points. And the total in this game is 46.5. So I don't have another indicator pointing towards the over, but I do have an indicator pointing towards the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, when I do handicap this game, the Bengals go into this game as a 7.5 point favorite. The over-under set at 45.5. Now, it opened up at 46.5. Now, it's coming down. So, to me, it depends if you're a contrarian thinker like I am. That's the good news, right? Because if you like the over, you want to see the number come down from a contrarian point of view. Now, the forecast we have in this game, 27-16, the over-under at 43. So we got this game landing exactly on 8 points and the total 7.5. Now, the side, I don't like the side in this here game. You got a Jacksonville team playing on a Thursday night against a Cincinnati team playing on a Thursday. In fact, the Jaguars on a Thursday night, not a great record. In fact, since 1996 when they've been in the league, they're 0-3 on Thursday, but 3-0 to the over. Again, another indicator pointing over. And when Jacksonville's on the road against an American Conference opponent the last 3 years, 8-3-1 to the over. And when they're coming off 2 unders, 14-6-1 to the over. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? And when I'm handicapping, I'm seeing a lot of indicators pointing towards the over. And when they're playing on 3 days rest the last 3 years, 4-0 to the over. And so you know what? I think I'm going to go over the total, Jacksonville against Cincinnati this Thursday night. And hopefully that cashes a winning ticket for you. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back shortly with another Raymond Report.